Hello everyone. Let us continue with the relational algebra operations. In the previous video, we discussed about the various join operations. In this video, we are going to discuss about the division operation and the various aggregate functions. Let us look into the division operation. The division is a binary operation and that can be written as A divided by B. This division operation can be applied to two relations if and only if the attributes of the second relation is a proper subset of the attributes of the first relation. That is, A divided by B can be applied only if the attributes of B is a proper subset of the attributes of A. And the resultant relation returned by the division operator will have all the attributes of A minus all the attributes of B. And the relation returned by the division operator will return only those tuples from A which are associated to every B's tuple. It will return only those tuples from A which are associated to every B's tuple. As an example, let us look into two relations S1 and S2. First, we have to check whether we can perform this division operation on these two relations. So for that, we have to check whether all the attributes of S2 is a proper subset of the attributes of S1. We can see that the sports attribute in the S2 is a proper subset of the relation S1. So now we can perform this S1 divided by S2. Okay, fine. Now we want to find out the list of attributes that comes in the resultant relation. So the condition is that it returns all the attributes from the relation S1 minus all the attributes of S2. So the S2 is having the attribute as sports, that is removed from the S1, and we'll be getting the attribute in the resultant relation as roll number. Okay, fine. Now we have to find out the tuples in this resultant relation. Here the condition is that the relation returned by the division operator will have all the tuples from the relation S1 which are associated to every S2's tuple. Okay, so the S2 is having two tuples, tennis and cricket. So first let us look into that tennis tuple. So the tennis is associated with the roll number 1, 2 and 4. Okay, we can select that three rows. Okay, then we are checking the cricket. Cricket is associated with only the roll number 2. So we will be returning only those tuples from relation which are associated to every B's tuple. That means the roll number 2 is associated to both this tennis and cricket. So only the roll number 2 will be returned. Okay, so we'll be returning only those tuples from the relation S1 which are associated to every S2's tuple. So the roll number 2 is associated to tennis as well as to the cricket. So only that row will be returned. Okay, fine. Now let us look into another example. Here we are having two relations named T1 and T2. T1 consists of two attributes, employee number and P number. T2 consists of an attribute called as P number. So the first step is we have to check whether we can perform this division operator. So the second relation consists of attributes which is a proper subset of the first relation. So we can perform this division operation. Okay, fine. Then the second step is we have to find out the list of attributes that comes under the resultant relation. So the list of attributes are all the attributes from the first table minus all the attributes from the second table. EMP number, P number minus P number. So we'll be getting EMP number as the attribute in the resultant relation. Okay, fine. Then the third step is we have to find out the tuples. How we are going to find out the tuples? It will return all the tuples from the relation T1 which are associated to every T2's tuple. Okay, if T2 contains all the P number of T1, then the resultant of the division operator contains exactly the employees who have completed both the projects. So here we are having the project number as P101 and P102. So first step is we have to check whether the employee number E1 completed both the projects. So when we look into that, E1 completed, the first row says that E1 completed that P101, and in the fifth row also says that E1 completed the project P102. We can find out that. So E1 is completing both the projects. So the first tuple in the resultant relation is E1. Similarly, we can look into that E2 combination, E2 P101, E2 P102, E2 P103. Among that, we are having that first two tuples. We are taking that first two tuples that matches the second relation, right? P101 and P102. So the E2 is also completed both the project. So that second tuple is also selected. Then the third tuple is E4. E4, the combination is E4 P102, E4 P101. So that employee is also completed both the projects. So that one is also selected. Then the employee number E3. E3 completed only one project P102. So the combination E3 P101 is not in the table. So that employee E3 is not selected for the resultant relation. So the resultant relation will be having the tuples E1, E2 and E4. Okay. Now let us discuss about the various aggregate functions. An aggregate function is a function where the values of multiple rows are grouped together to form a single summary value. So it takes the values of multiple rows and they are grouped together, and finally we will be returned with only a single summarized value. And commonly used aggregate functions are sum, average, max and min, count. The sum aggregate function computes the sum of all values in the numeric set. Average computes the average of all values in the set. Max and min finds the maximum and minimum value of all the values in the set respectively. And the count returns the cardinality, that is the number of tuples in the set. So to represent this aggregate functions, the syntax is G aggregate function of attribute name followed by the table name. So this aggregate function in bracket attribute name is given as the subscript to the letter G. Okay, so G aggregate function attribute name followed by the relation name. That is the syntax for representing this aggregate functions. Okay, fine. Now let us look at an example. Here we are having a table called R with three attributes: roll number, name and marks. And if you want to find out the sum of marks of all the students, we can do that one with the help of the aggregate function sum. So the expression is G sum of, the attribute name is marks, right? So the sum of marks from the table R. Okay, so G sum of marks of R will return a single summarized value. Similarly, G average of marks of R will return the average of marks of all the students. So here also we will be returned with a single summarized value. Okay. And if you want to find out the minimum mark and maximum marks scored by the students in the class, we can do that one with the help of min and max aggregate functions. Minimum of marks from R, G minimum of marks from R, G maximum of marks from R returns the minimum and maximum marks respectively. One more aggregate function that is called as the count aggregate function. This count function returns the cardinality of the table. That means if you want to know how many tuples are currently there in the table, we can do that one with the help of count aggregate functions. So the expression G count of star from the table or returns the total number of tuples in the table. Okay, so it returns total number of tuples as 4. So all these aggregate functions performs an operation on multiple rows and it will return hash with a single summarized value. So in this video we discussed about the division operation and the various aggregate functions used in the relational model. Thank you.